Nice try, Pumpkin.
What's the issue with you?
You want my foot in your ass? Ah, shit!
Who's this lunatic? Let's go. Let's go.
Not the trunk.
Get in.
Could really use a comfortable chair right now.
The story begins in a Florida state prison in 2003, where a CIA operative named Fitzroy meets with an inmate serving time for a violent past that includes killing another man. Fitzroy explains that this criminal history actually makes the prisoner an ideal candidate for a covert CIA initiative known as the Sierra program. In exchange for joining, Fitzroy offers him a deal. His prison sentence will be reduced if he agrees to become an off-the-books operative. 18 years later in Bangkok, that same prisoner, now operating under the codename Sierra 6, is in the middle of an undercover mission. Working alongside CIA agent Miranda, 6 receives what appears to be a harmless toy gun. Using it as a distraction, he gains access to a secured room, where he secretly swaps it out for a real firearm. Throughout the operation, 6 remains in constant contact with CIA command, through an earpiece. Carmichael, the ruthless head of the CIA's Special Activities Center, orders him to assassinate a man identified as a major national security threat. The target arrives and enters a room located 2 floors above 6's position. As 6 lines up the shot, a child unexpectedly walks up to the suspect, causing him to hesitate. Despite Carmichael repeatedly demanding that he pull the trigger, 6 refuses. His hesitation leads to a violent shootout when the target's bodyguards open fire. Miranda jumps into the fight, assisting 6 as they eliminate the guards together. During the chaos, the target escapes by leaping out of a window, with 6 pursuing him through the city. Their chase leads them into the middle of a massive fireworks celebration. There, the fleeing man reveals that he is actually Sierra 4. Skeptical, 6 engages him in a brutal hand-to-hand fight that ends with 6 stabbing him. Before dying, 4 convinces 6 that Carmichael is corrupt and hands him a necklace, urging him to uncover the truth. Miranda arrives moments later and 6 explains everything that just happened. She informs him that the target had access to highly classified Sierra program information. Soon after, Carmichael's men search for 4, but fail to recover what they're looking for. Carmichael contacts 6 directly, demanding to know what item 4 gave him, but 6 ignores the question and abruptly ends the call. Later, while attending a gaming event, 6 removes a hidden memory stick concealed inside the necklace and examines its contents. Realizing the gravity of what he's uncovered, he leaves and contacts Fitzroy, who is now retired. 6 shares his suspicion that Carmichael is corrupt and asks Fitzroy to confirm whether Sierra 4 had a scar on his right chin. Fitzroy confirms it. 6 then reveals that the agency ordered him to kill 4, who had secretly passed him an encrypted drive. Fitzroy believes he still has contacts within the agency who can help, and arrangements are made for 6 to be picked up at an airfield outside Bangkok. Soon after, Suzanne is seen speaking privately with Carmichael inside a CIA restroom. Carmichael tells her that they plan to bring in Lloyd to handle the situation involving Sierra 6. Suzanne immediately objects, warning that Lloyd relies on extreme and sociopathic tactics. Carmichael ignores her concerns and insists that Lloyd is necessary to resolve the problem. Lloyd is then shown torturing a man when Carmichael calls him. Carmichael explains that Lloyd's assignment is simple: locate and eliminate Sierra 6, who now possesses information that could put both of them behind bars for a very long time. Lloyd asks about 6's relationship with Fitzroy, and Carmichael confirms that the bond between them resembles that of a father and son. Hearing this, Lloyd suggests abducting someone Fitzroy deeply cares about. The following day, 6 arrives at the airfield where a group of men is waiting to extract him. At the same time, Lloyd confronts Fitzroy at a funeral, threatening him while holding a photograph of Fitzroy's niece. Lloyd demands to know 6's location. Shortly after this encounter, the men sent to retrieve 6 receive a call from Fitzroy instructing them to kill him instead. Anticipating betrayal, 6 is ready when they attack. He successfully fights off all 4 men at once inside the aircraft. During the struggle, a stray shot punctures the plane's fuselage, causing a massive section of the aircraft to tear away. Flying debris damages 2 engines, leading to the aircraft breaking apart midair. 6 is thrown from the plane and begins free-falling through the sky. Spotting a man with a parachute, he engages him in a deadly struggle, eventually strangling him and grabbing hold just as the parachute deploys. After landing safely, 6 contacts Fitzroy, furious over the betrayal. Fitzroy admits that Lloyd has taken his niece hostage, leaving 6 outraged and helpless. Later, Lloyd informs Fitzroy that he plans to elevate 6's profile so dramatically that every elite covert unit in the world will be hunting him. The story then flashes back 2 years earlier, where 6 is shown asleep on a train. Fitzroy and a CIA center chief named Margaret explain the situation to him. Fitzroy has been secretly raising his niece, Clare, while Margaret has ensured that Clare has been able to live a normal life. However, Fitzroy's address has recently been leaked, and although they requested agency protection, Carmichael refused to provide security for reasons that remain unclear. Because Fitzroy is being sent on a mission, they need 6 to step in and watch over Clare. Fitzroy explains that Claire was born with a serious medical condition and recently had a pacemaker implanted, which requires frequent hospital visits. When Six meets Claire, she comments that his name is unusual, and he jokingly replies that the name 007 was already taken. Later, outside the house, Six looks for his jacket and finds Claire sitting on it. The two share a brief and friendly conversation before Six resumes his role as her protector. That night, while Six keeps watch over the home, Claire calls out to him saying something feels wrong before suddenly collapsing. Six rushes her to the hospital, where doctors explain that her pacemaker experienced a software malfunction. They assure him that she will recover and confirm that the tracking system within the pacemaker is functioning properly. The next day, Six checks in on Claire and asks how she is feeling. She casually replies that it's just another Thursday. Claire admits that Fitzroy is the closest thing she has to family, and Six confesses that he feels the same way about him. Moments later, Six notices that security cameras around the house are going offline and instructs Claire to go to bed. Claire turns on loud music in her room as Six cautiously moves through the building. While the music continues to play, Six suddenly encounters an armed intruder and engages him in a violent fight. Hearing the sounds of the struggle, Claire asks if he is okay. After seeing a body on the floor, Six calmly reassures her, saying it's just another Thursday, wishing her good night as she slowly returns to her room. Back in the present, Six arrives in Vienna and retrieves a duffel bag filled with cash and weapons. He then visits a contact who offers him a large sum of money. Six explains that what he really needs is a forged passport and the serial number of a pacemaker belonging to Claire Fitzroy. The man tells him to wash up while he handles the request. As Six cleans himself, he notices a burn scar on his wrist, triggering a brief flashback of someone instructing him to hide it so his mother would not see. He writes the pacemaker's serial number on his hand, then stands in front of a camera. Instead of taking his photo, the man pulls a lever, causing a trapdoor beneath Six to open. Six falls and immediately fires his weapon at the man, only to realize the glass above him is bulletproof. Meanwhile, in Berlin, Carmichael questions Miranda, asking whether she believes Six has motives beyond the mission. Miranda insists she doesn't, explaining that she barely knows him. Carmichael threatens her, warning that her career and life are effectively over if she is hiding anything. She firmly denies knowing more and demands that he back away. At the same time, Six is shown collecting tools and assembling an improvised device. He cuts a section of pipe, removes gunpowder from bullets, fills the pipe with it, and rigs the device to his pistol. Shortly after, it's revealed that Six has been captured. As Carmichael informs Miranda that she has been suspended from field duty, he receives a message. Miranda catches a glimpse of it reflected in his glasses. After Carmichael leaves, Miranda also departs, getting into a car of her own. Six sabotages another pipe, allowing water to flood the compartment. Moments later, Lloyd arrives with his men. They force their way through the door and Lloyd immediately kills the man inside. As everyone descends toward the basement, Six secretly attaches his homemade explosive device to the trapdoor. Once underwater, Six triggers the device. It propels him upward, launching him into the room above, where he attacks the armed men waiting there. He manages to fight them off one by one, but just as he subdues the last attacker, Lloyd steps in and sprays him with pepper spray. The two exchange brief, taunting remarks before Six drops a grenade, forcing them to split up and flee in opposite directions. Wounded, Six attempts to escape, but Lloyd intercepts him again. Just as Lloyd gains the upper hand, he is suddenly struck by a tranquilizer dart. Miranda appears out of nowhere, aiming her gun at Six and forcing him toward her car. When Six refuses to climb into the trunk, Miranda tranquilizes him as well. Sometime later in Croatia, Lloyd arrives in a helicopter carrying Fitzroy. Suzanne is visibly upset, warning Lloyd that he cannot simply abduct CIA agents or their family members. Lloyd, however, insists that he will do whatever it takes to complete his mission. Fitzroy is then escorted into a room and she immediately embraces him. Meanwhile, Six regains consciousness inside Miranda's car. She is furious, worried that Carmichael suspects she might be helping him. Six warns her that their lives are in serious danger. Miranda questions why, and Six explains that the deceased Sierra 4 had given him an encrypted drive, which he subsequently sent to Margaret in Prague. Without hesitation, Miranda heads straight to Margaret's residence. At the same time, Lloyd's IT specialist uncovers surveillance footage showing Six in Bangkok, sending a package to Prague. Lloyd interrogates Fitzroy, demanding to know who lives there. Fitzroy refuses to divulge the information until Lloyd threatens to involve Claire, at which point he finally reveals the details. Afterward, Miranda and Six reach Margaret's residence. Margaret has successfully decrypted the drive, exposing Carmichael's misuse of the CIA as a personal assassination squad, carrying out unauthorized killings and bombings without any regard for collateral damage. Margaret hands Six the key to her bulletproof car. Suddenly, their apartment comes under heavy gunfire. In the chaos, Six drops the key and Miranda picks it up. A grenade is thrown through a window, prompting Miranda to flee the building. Margaret reveals a secret escape route to Six, but decides to stay behind to delay the attackers. As mercenaries enter the apartment, she fills the area with gas and detonates it, eliminating the intruders. When Six emerges, police spot him and he is struck by a car, arrested, and handcuffed to a bench. Lloyd commands every operative they have deployed to shoot anyone interfering with their mission. Trucks arrive to disperse the crowd. Quick on his feet, Six grabs a gun from an officer and fires into the air. Lloyd's men begin attacking, and Six hides behind the bench. They kill several police officers, shocking Suzanne. SWAT teams arrive, escalating the situation into a full-scale street battle. Spotting a gun under the bench, Six reaches for it, uses it to eliminate a mercenary, and drags a dead officer as cover. Lloyd increases the bounty, offering an additional $10 million for anyone who kills Six. Undeterred, Six reloads, shoots at an oncoming van, and dives for cover. The attackers lose sight of him, only to notice a tram starting to move. Six engages them from the tram exterior while some mercenaries attempt to board. A chase ensues. Miranda intervenes, ramming her car into one of the vans, causing the tram to derail. Six flees on foot while Miranda maneuvers the car to assist him. Together, they survive the ambush and regroup. Surveying the destruction, Six sees that Lloyd is attempting to contact any remaining associates, but no one responds. Suzanne remarks that this represents the greatest failure in any of Lloyd's asset retrieval operations. Suddenly, Lone Wolf reports that he has the target in sight. Six and Miranda arrive at a hospital, where they trace Claire's pacemaker from an internal system in Croatia. As they prepare to leave, Lone Wolf ambushes them, injuring Six's hand and engaging in combat. He leaps from a window to the rooftop and lands on the ground, only to clash with police before escaping. Later, Six and Miranda infiltrate a veterinary clinic, where Six tends to his stab wound. Miranda questions his past incarceration and whether she should assist him. Six reluctantly explains that his father had harshly trained him and his brother to be ruthless men. When his father singled out his brother, Six had no choice but to act, resulting in him taking his father's life. Everyone assumed Six would go to prison until Fitzroy intervened. Meanwhile, Lone Wolf delivers the encrypted drive to Lloyd at his estate. At the estate's perimeter, Six and Miranda cleverly neutralize guards and seize weapons. Suzanne watches, distressed, warning Lloyd that he cannot harm Fitzroy's niece. Lone Wolf overhears, questioning the plan. The power suddenly cuts out, and Miranda immediately downs a helicopter before moving across the castle grounds, engaging mercenaries with precise gunfire. Inside, Fitzroy instructs Clare to take cover behind a bed as gunfire approaches. Six arrives, handing Fitzroy a weapon, and fires through a wall, eliminating 3 attackers. Lloyd realizes Miranda's diversion allows Six to reach the prisoners, but upon arrival, the prisoners are gone, leaving Six enraged at the slain guards. Suzanne witnesses Miranda launching a rocket-propelled grenade from outside. Six and the others scale the roof and come under fire. Fitzroy is hit and instructs Six to rescue Clare, staying behind to delay attackers. Six equips Fitzroy with explosives. Before leaving, Fitzroy confesses his love for Clare. Six pulls her to safety and the two leap into the water below. Lone Wolf locates the drive, but instead of harming Miranda during combat, he hands it to her, acknowledging that their enemies are dishonorable. As Lloyd pursues, Fitzroy triggers an explosive, taking cover. He then dashes across the roof and leaps off the building. Claire hides in a boat while Six confronts arriving assailants. During the fight, Lloyd attacks, but Claire uses a signal flare gun to shoot him, giving Six the chance to wound Lloyd's hand. Lloyd grabs Claire, pulling her into a large garden maze, with Six in close pursuit. He unloads his gun, tossing it to Lloyd, who complains, and Six replies,
"Nobody throws a loaded gun, Lloyd."
He releases Claire, who runs to him tearfully. Six tells Claire,
"This is just another Thursday,"
reassuring her as she departs, urging him to defeat Lloyd. The two engage in a brutal fight. Lloyd, despite a previous gunshot to his hand, continues to strike, but Six kicks his head into a pot. Lloyd grabs a knife, escalating the violence. Six traps him in a hold, immobilizing him. A gunshot strikes Lloyd in the heart. Suzanne emerges with a firearm. Lloyd dies from blood loss. Suzanne shoots Six in the leg, insisting he comply as a witness to ensure Lloyd's crimes are punished. Six will ultimately return to custody. Later, Claire watches Six being transported on a stretcher, and he signals to her, bringing her comfort. Suzanne is seen with the encoded drive, while Carmichael destroys it within 2 weeks. Six awakens, handcuffed in a remote location. Suzanne, Carmichael, and Miranda are later cleared by their superiors. Miranda warns Carmichael that if anything happens to Claire, she will retaliate. Carmichael inquires about Claire's location. Suzanne confirms she is in a heavily guarded Virginia residence. He asks about Six, and she replies he is in the basement, the most secure level. Carmichael suggests eliminating him, but Suzanne believes they can leverage him. Military police report that Six has been unresponsive for days. When the elevator opens, they are shocked to find him gone. In Virginia, Claire notices her window open. She discovers a music disc with a note instructing her to play it loudly. As the music plays, guards are heard shouting and gunfire erupts outside. Moments later, Six enters her room. Overjoyed, she rushes to embrace him. In the final scene, the two leave the mansion together in a car, finally safe. And that is how it ended. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.